afternoon and welcome to the historic Watertown Civic Arena, the legendary home of the Watertown Arrows. You're watching Arrow TV, the best high school sports broadcast brought to you entirely by Watertown High School students and community members. I am Cam Corey, joined by Jason Hemrick here in the booth for this afternoon's action.
Yeah, I just hope people realize that little shot that you just saw, I was hang gliding and took that, and I just about died doing it. So I'm glad to be here. Yeah, I'm glad. It's hard to believe it's snowing in Watertown. I know.
Yeah. What do we have? Four or 5 inches on the ground right now. I mean, it's fluffy.
If
but
Kello's reporting, it might be 12. I don't know, but. No.
Well, there you go. You're not being invited to Kello now.
Well, oh well. Sorry, Jay Throwback.
Well, hey, the Arrows, they're going to close out their regular season here at home against the Pierre Governors. As you mentioned, it is a snowy afternoon here in Watertown. But in the Civic Arena, it's nice and warm, and it's a great afternoon to be inside and watch some basketball. A lot of stuff going on across the state for Watertown Arrows. We've got state wrestling, and we'll talk about them and some place finishers here today. And the boys are out in Pierre competing. But inside here, we've got the Governors coming to town. And this really isn't just another game. It is potentially the final game. And things are a little different in a final game.
Yeah, for the seniors especially, if this is their final game, it can be a little heart-wrenching, I guess, So they're going to, I would imagine you would like to think they're going to leave it all out there today, which you hope they do anyhow, but it means something a little bit more. And, for Pierre, they lost a heartbreaker last night to Roosevelt, which would have been big for seeding points, because I think if Pierre could have won last night and they beat us today, they might have moved up a spot and got away from playing OG or Brandon Valley, which to me is the key to getting to the state tournament this year. So that just made their trip a little bit tougher. But I don't know if the PowerPoints, how they can move around today. I'm not, there's too many things that could happen today, but we'll see.
Well, let's talk about that right now. Maybe what's on the line. Watertown comes into this game sitting in the 17th position in South Dakota Class AA. The postseason for Class AA runs straight through the Sodak 16. So it is top 16 go to the postseason. Right now, Watertown is on the outside looking in. Yeah, I don't know if mathematically, I think the question is it possible? Mathematically, probably possible, but the Watertown Arrows are going to need a lot of hope, or a lot of help. So looking at the numbers, right now they're at 36.474.
Something like that, yeah.
And then the number 16 team is Sturgis Brown at 37.45. So that's under one seed point away, but it's going to be difficult, and they're going to need some help elsewhere.
Yeah, and Sturgis is done. They've completed their regular season, so their points aren't moving. Well, I shouldn't say that. The thing is, today with games being played, it can depend on who you've played during the year. If somebody wins or loses, your points could potentially go up and down. So it's really hard to sit and calculate and find out, because as coaches, you try to do that, but sometimes you just have to wait until the official point calculations come out, and then So I think it's going to be a tough battle for Watertown with a victory to even possibly get in yet.
I think it is too. And so as a coach, you do control and take care of what you can control, right?
Exactly.
And I think for today and this afternoon, what can you control? Well, go out and win this game.
Yeah, and I think, again, let's play for our seniors today, ladies. We're getting them on the court. We're going to let them dictate this a little bit. But it's also, those seniors can also help plant the seed for the younger kids for next year, because how you finish says a lot about who you are anyhow. It doesn't matter what the win total is for the year. You still come out, and play hard, and that's how people remember you, and for that type of character, I believe.
Well, we just saw that, talking about the youngsters, a great sophomore game. The Watertown Arrows were behind and ended up with 4 seconds left on the clock. Jalen Ketwig puts in a bucket, and the Watertown sophomores did win that game. But let's talk about Pierre and where they're at in the standings. Right now, they're number 15, and if the postseason started today, Pierre would be in. And in that standard 1-16 setup as it is, Pierre would match up against number 2 O'Gorman. Tough. That's a tough matchup, but you know, Pierre, of course, wants to control what they can control as well.
Right, and unfortunately, I mean, again, I'm not a mathematician, but just looking at these, for the fact that if they beat us, I think they get 39 points. I don't believe that's going to move them up above Roosevelt. They could have beat Rosie last night. Yeah, I think they could have flip-flopped with them, but you know, we mentioned this earlier in the year after watching Washington girls and Stevens talking about how similar they were. Those two got to play last night, and it was at Stevens, and maybe the home court was what helped, but Stevens actually beat them by about 12 or something like that, and kind of surprised me that they won by that much. But those are the two next teams that I see that could have been a potential third, fourth place game for the state tournament, because I don't know if anybody can beat Brandon Valley and O'Gorman besides those two teams.
That is the top of the class.
That'll be a game.
I agree. I agree. Now, you know, talking about the Arrows here, this season really hasn't gone the way that the Arrows had hoped, but games like this can still matter a ton, and you've talked a little bit about that, and with the younger players coming in, but you know, is pride on the stake, you know, on the court and part of this game as well, playing for pride?
I'd have to say so. I mean, I remember last year it was the boys in this situation on the outside playing Pierre, and they played a really good game that day. And I don't remember how many games we won last year, the boys, 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Tough year, but they end up beating a Pierre team that wasn't too bad. I mean, they weren't as good as some of the Pierre teams they've had, but still, we came out and played well. We win that game, leaves a good taste in their mouth. You know, so the Arrow girls would love to do that today. You know, end the year, possibly their last game, and have that good taste going into next year.
You did talk about playing for the seniors here tonight, and if tonight ends up being Watertown's final game of the season, this is also a night to recognize some of those seniors. And whether you're playing for Pierre, the Arrows, or any other high school basketball, and I don't care if it's AA, A, or B, these are players that have poured years of effort into the program, and specifically these, you know, seniors that we have here today. But you just got to give a lot of credit to seniors who go through their entire career and play, and you know, some of them get to play more than others, but they still come out. And those seniors here tonight, just to throw them out, is number 20, Ellie Thury. We'll talk more about her. She'll get plenty of playing time here this evening in the paint. Malia Kranz, she played the first couple of games for the Arrows, really was a force for the Arrows down low, a strong young lady, did have season-ending surgery and was unable to finish out the season, but you know, her future very bright, going to the Air Force Academy and receiving that selective service nomination. Another senior that was injured and really only played, I think, one game is Layla Meester, and she's another one that would have given the Arrows a strong inside presence, and just unfortunately due to injuries unable to play this season. And then number 42, Kinsey Russell, another senior, and she you know, as of late, it was the scoring leader throughout the year for the Arrows, but Jordan Remmers has really come on of late. But there's your 4 seniors for the Watertown Arrows, and we want to thank them for continuing and playing throughout their career. And you know, I think Ellie didn't play as her junior year, but came back out for her senior year. And so we want to thank them for their leadership and the work in the off season, the practices, you know, sometimes it's frustration, but we're learning a lot more by playing the game than wins or losses.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of life lessons, and you hate to be on the side of learning how to go through life with getting beat on the court a lot. But you know what? Like the saying is, whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I do believe that there's a lot of truth to that. They're gonna, you know, how you come together as a team, win or lose, how you deal with wins and losses, just keep working. You know, there's a lot to be learned. So I just really believe a lot in kids that can be a part of sports, part of student government, whatever it is. You know, just get out there and be a part. You just learn. You make friendships, not just in your town. You make them across the state. So
yeah, I'm a firm believer. I share in that adversity builds character, and you know, you have adversity whether you're on a good team or a not so great team, and that's what high school sports do for you. So this Watertown team, it's a team that has been battle tested throughout the season. The record doesn't show the full story. There's been some close games that they've had, some one possession games, and a few plays that, you know, could have changed the season one way or another. Tonight the challenge is for these Arrows to play all 32 minutes, take some good shots, rebound like it matters, and, you know, value each possession. Pierre on the other side, they are a team that has had a tough schedule to navigate, but they have a team of some very good athletes.
Yeah, and you know, we're going to have the start of the game here, but we'll talk more about some of the keys here in just a little bit, but really two similar teams today, and we'll talk about that matchup here in just a little bit.
We have Mark Bellum, our public address announcer here for the Watertown Civic Arena. He will have the national anthem and our starting lineups.
Positive treatment of these officials will be expected at all times. Failure to do so could result in removal from the event. Athletic training services and care of our athletes are provided by Prairie Lake Sports Medicine through certified athletic trainer Faith Ulick. Arrow Care, close to home. At this time, we ask you to remain standing and join us in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem. Please show proper respect to the flag by removing your cap or hat. Stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty personnel not in uniform may salute the flag. First, let's meet our Arrow cheerleaders. Taylor Buckles, Kendra Buckles, Paige Hybert, Camelia Amjune, and Tilly Schlimgen. Arrow cheerleading advisor is Mallory Hoffman. And now your starting lineups. First for the visiting Governors from Pierre. Number 2 is a 5'3" senior guard, Jasmine Yost. Number 5 is a 5'6" junior guard, Molly Olson. Number 11, a 5'5" senior guard, Emery Larson. Number 31, a 5'6" senior forward, Jordan Kirky. And number 35 is a 5'6" senior forward, Mackenzie Flotmeyer. Assistant coaches, Terry Becker, Chris Blanchette, Jeff Schleckaway, head coach of the Governors, Kurt Bebow. now, your Arrow starters. Number 4 is a 5'7" junior guard, Andy Olsen. Number 5 is a 5'6" junior guard, Lily Mack. Number 12, a 5'7" junior guard, Jordan Rivers. Number 20 is a 5'9" senior forward, Ellie Thurley. And number 42, 5'6" senior guard, Kinsey Russell. Assistant coaches, Mackenzie Bulow, Jesse Houck, and Jay Mengels. Head coach of the Arrows.
And there you have it, the starting lineups for both the Pierre Governors and the Watertown Arrows. Coach, what do we have for some keys for this game?
Keys to the game. First, I do want to just put a shout out to this Arrow TV crew for that start. I think it's one of the best around. Our public address announcer, they do a great job. Keys to the game today, though, I think we have two similar teams, so I think you're going to see a lot of three-point shots going up. I've watched, Pierre a little bit, and it's just a matter of who's going to make them. Roosevelt came off of a tough loss last night, and they made some threes, so they kept him in the game. Molly Olsen, number 5, is somebody that we're going to have to keep an eye on, keep her from getting going a little bit. So, and then the Larson girl puts up threes quite a bit. So it's fundamental basketball today. Whoever can rebound and do all those things we talk about, they're going to come out on top. So I think we'll have a good game, though. I think they're going to match up well. So here we go.
Pierre Governors did win the tip. They went down, had the first shot. Arrows did get the rebound as we see a steal for the Governors. We've got our first question here that comes in. Mitch Olson wants to know your opinion. What's the biggest Olson rivalry? Mitch versus Luke or Emma versus Molly?
Well, that's a really good question. I don't know if people realize that, but we've got Molly Olson for Pierre, number 5, and then Emma, who's a couple years younger, will be coming off the bench and playing. So I think the fact that Luke and Mitch were the same age, they played some baseball against each other, and they got to battle in basketball. I'd have to say that's the one I'd have to go with.
All right,
so
fair enough.
Good kids.
As we right on cue, Molly Olson did have this game's first points for the Governors. Jordan Remmers has been hot as of late. She wears number 12 for the Watertown Arrows.
We can maybe keep that rivalry going a little bit. Luke, really good basketball player, really good golfer. Mitch, pretty good basketball player. Maybe not quite as good of a golfer, but a little bit taller. So, if you're listening, Mitch, you'll always have that on Luke. So,
Jordan Remmers at the free throw line. Jordan Remmers shoots the free throw at 62.3%, and she gets the first one to go.
She's been playing really good lately. She's been driving, getting to the foul line. She's been making some threes. She'll be big for us,
She has been averaging 8.7 points per game for the Arrows. Kinsey Russell's going to take a hard hit, come down with the ball. It'll be a turnover as we see Lily Mack takes it to the hoop, and she is going to be fouled by Jordan Kirky. Jordan Kirky, a 5'6" junior forward for the Pierre Governors. That will send Lily Mack to the free throw line.
2 quick fouls for Pierre gets us, a little closer, maybe get to that bonus. That could turn out to be a key to the game. We'll see.
Lily Mack with her first point. Lily, a 56.3% free throw shooter, right on a cue there as well. 1 for 2 at that 50% range. Governors will come down and go on the offense.
It is kind of, to me, kind of unique that as similar these teams are, I feel, they don't handle the press very well, but they will press and cause turnovers. So it's kind of weird. Like, if we would see each team pressing, we might have, a lot of layups. I don't know.
The senior Kinsey Russell just went coast to coast for 2 for the Arrows. Arrows up 4-2 in the early going of quarter number 1. Goes down low to Kirky, and Kirky puts that in. Nice
pick and roll there, yep.
Nice offense, executed well for the Governors. Jasmine Jost, she is just maybe one of the best soccer players in the state. She gets the steal, goes up, no good, but a good follow by Molly Olson. Molly Olson, a junior. She stands at 5'6". And they are going to call Jordan Remmers on the foul. I wasn't sure what he was going to do there. I'm like, I thought it was on Jordan, but
I don't want to go against the Arrows, but I think I would have almost argued that if he'd have called it against them. And that was pretty obvious there. She just
extended that left arm.
Cleared her out a little bit, so.
Yeah, that wasn't LeBron James there.
No.
Yeah.
I did see them do this last night, though, against Roosevelt. They look to double team the ball, so as soon as it gets over half court, they're running and jumping. And
Lily Mack with the rebound feeds it out to Russell. Russell guarded by Molly Olson. Now gives it off to Remmers. Remmers, the point guard. Been shooting the ball very well as of late. Lydia Stemwedel, the freshman, in for the Arrows now. She wears number 14. Stemwedel in the game, fighting for the rebound. Goes up against Jasmine Jostin. That is going to be a jump ball. We talked about Jasmine. Do you know her nickname, Jasmine?
I do
Her
know.
nickname is Tasmanian, Tasman, as for the Tasmanian Devil. Yeah, apparently she is a very gritty player.
Yeah, I can see that. You know, she setting the picks, getting to the, you know, that pick and roll. She's going to do some of that dirty work, I imagine, and get some rebounds. So
Russell with the reverse layup. Good effort. No good. Rebound does come down to Olson. That is Molly Olson for the Governors. Deep shot. It is off the side of the rim. Rebound comes down to the Governors.
And if anybody hasn't seen Larson play, be used to seeing that. She'll shoot those. She'll make them too. Fun fact, I played against her dad in high school basketball long time ago.
So what, where was he from?
He's a Crespard Comet. And if nobody knows where Crespard is, they should. They had a lot of good basketball teams. They won the state Bs back in 1957, and with a record of 39-1.
Wow.
Yeah, they got beat in some holiday tournament by Alexandria by 1 point.
How do you remember this?
Well, when we go and play them, they had kind of a poster on the wall with that schedule, and I was just amazed. Man, you guys played 40 games, and they had the trophy there. Sawnhorse was the guy that was playing for him. You know, one of the better scorers the state's ever had. So
Ellen Hart was fouled on that layup. She is a sophomore. She's going to go to the free throw line. Really quiet in the gym.
I believe too that Larson, you'd said, is going to, is it South Dakota State to run?
Yeah, so she's a two-time I think cross-country champion in South Dakota. I think that was Class B. She was at Chester and then transferred up to the AA level and has been very dominant at the AA level as well, and going on to the Jackrabbits and going to run for them both in track and cross-country. Andy Olson is able to control the ball. She's going to take the three. Shots up, no good. Hard fought rebound by Stemwedel. Shoots, no good. And now we do see the other Olson. That is Emma Olson for the Arrows. She wears number 34.
See if they get matched up, the cousins today. Probably not for now, but it could happen.
Big shot, no good. That was, again, Emery Larson.
You know, three-point shots are a double-edged sword for any team. You know, if you're making them, you're dangerous. If you're not, and you're the defense, like, you're just kind of like, keep shooting. But the problem with those shots is long rebounds, and they're tough to get. You gotta rebound from everywhere on the court.
Underneath their own basket, the Governors are going to get this in. She's looking, got to be close to a 5-second. Does go to the corner shot. Shots up and in and out. And there you had Torrance Tipton and Molly Olson fighting for it. So we're seeing a lot of substitutions right now for the Watertown Arrows.
Well, that, and I think, my question too is going to be, Pierre played last night, and they have to turn around and drive out here. Like, how is that going to affect them? Are they going to have their legs? I don't know.
And that game last night was, that was a close game.
It was.
Tough-fought battle.
They were playing their 5 or 6 most of the night, trying to get that one, because that was an important game for them. They're all important, but that last night could have helped control their destiny a little bit, having a game, a Sodak 16 game that gives them a little bit better chance to get in. Not that
might have moved them up at least one, maybe two, above Roosevelt. Torrance Tipton at the free throw line, and Tipton gets the first one to go.
Maybe Mitch Olson could chime in and let us know who Molly takes after for being kind of that hard-nosed player. Is it mom or dad? My guess is it's mom, but I don't want to upset dad at all. Good guy. They're good people.
And that didn't hit the rim, so that is an out-of-bounds play for the Governors.
You talked about too before the game a little bit about what's at stake here if you can't make it to the Sodak 16. There is a lot of pride. This is a good old-fashioned ESD matchup. I have a lot of respect for Pierre, but you want to beat Pierre, right? Pierre wants to beat Watertown. That's what makes rivalries. That's what makes matchups fun. So here we have, on a wintry day, one of those matchups, and the score's telling us that it's going to be this kind of game.
As we see the Governors also coming in, much to your point, a lot of girls playing, as we see Marina Bushbaum come in, a 5'10" junior for the Pierre Governors. Pierre is up 8-7 here in quarter number 1. 2:23 remaining. Second shot's up, and that's going to get the friendly roll. Gets her on the board for her first point, and that will be a foul called. Is that number? Can't tell what her number is. We're up here in the rafters from the side.
Yeah, their dark numbers are hard to see. Is that 12 maybe?
That will send Jordan
Ellen Hart.
Must be 12. Ellen Hart. That's going to be her first foul as Jordan Remmers goes up, and now she's 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Three for 4 for Jordan Remmers here in this ball game from the free throw line. Now the Arrows putting on some full court pressure. One of those things that you wanted to see, you talked before this game, out of the Arrows, put some pressure on this Governor team. And near steal by Kinsey Russell. That will be off of her possession.
One thing I like about, even if you want to call it token pressure with maybe a little more emphasis to be close, on them as they're bringing it up, is if you're a team that you're not very comfortable with pressure, you don't have to go up and try to get a steal. They might dribble it off their leg. Those are the kind of things, just that little extra pressure can help dictate sometimes how the game's going to go.
Steal by Russell.
2-on-1.
Oh, she was looking. She was going to go over to Mack, and she just lost the handle. As we see Gabby Olson now she wears number 3 for the Arrows. She is into the ball game. The Arrows look like they're going to come out and play full court press again.
Yeah, Gabby, I think, was fighting some flu for a couple weeks there, so hopefully she's back and healthy now. Give us some more minutes.
Gabby, just a fantastic golfer.
Yes.
She's had a hole-in-one, hasn't she?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, it seems like all these young kids in Watertown have had one.
How many have you had?
0.
Yeah.
Well, is that including video game golf? Or
well,
I've had a few there, but.
Well, I count them. Gotta count them. Yeah, it's just like the 10-pound walleye. I've caught that on video game too, and I count it. I just don't put it on my wall.
Virtual mounting.
That's right.
Of a fish.
Ellen Hart inbounding for the Governors. They do get it in. Ellie Thury's going to come up with the turnover. Gabby sees Russell down low. Russell's able to get it. She's fighting. Now is gonna give it back to Thury. Gabby Olson with the shot, just off the front of the rim. Rebound comes down to Zoe Bauer, a freshman for the Governors. Zoe Bauer guarded really close by Lily Mack, making her work. She's able to get through that. Now to Molly Olson. Rotates it over, shots up, no good by Bauer. Rebound, Remmers. Remmers in a little bit of difficult, stayed calm during the chaos, is able to work out of that. Now Russell. Gabby Olson with the shot. That's a bullseye for Gabby Olson.
You know, we just haven't had some of the kids that really get going this year on shooting that I thought would get. And she was one of them that, you know, there she had a nice look. She had her feet under her, and I think she finally got a shot where she could breathe and let it go. And it just looked so nice coming off her hands.
Kirky with an open look, and that is no good. And looked like two players fighting for the ball. It does go off of Lily Mack and out of bounds. Governors have had some difficulty getting the ball in here today, and that's a credit to the Watertown Arrows, and that's going to go off of Gabby Olson's foot.
A little bit of an advantage there just to have that happen, because now they've got 10 seconds that they're not going to get set up right away. They got to come down now and get into something here.
Hart tries to get it to her teammate. Russell with the steal.
Nice.
And bucket for Kinsey Russell. Kinsey Russell at the buzzer. She's going to have 4 points. The Arrows up 14-9 after 1.
You know, I would not say this if the score was flipped and we were the ones that played last night, but I feel like Pierre looks like they're just a little sluggish compared to what I saw last night, and I think that's understandable. And I guarantee you there's no Pierre person that would say, well, that's our excuse. They're not going to make excuses, but it's tough. I remember when we would play games on Friday night and go down to Brandon Valley or Sioux Falls and play the next day, and it was just, you know, it wasn't easy. And people will say, well, yeah, you got to do it for 3 days in a state tournament. Yeah, you kind of expect that almost. So
we have a live look into the Pierre Governor Gym. TF Riggs out there in Pierre, where the Watertown Arrows up 41-28.
Pierre boys had a really good game last night. Only got beat by 2 to Roosevelt at Roosevelt. That says a lot for that effort they put in last night.
Yeah, Roosevelt is a fantastic team.
Yeah, I think we were, I don't want to say lucky, but I think we were lucky to play them at home to some degree, because, you know, some of these matches this year, whether it's boys or girls, that home court can be the difference maker when you're, especially a game like this where it's so close. Just having that home court just means something.
And you see Kinsey Russell hard into the bench, and you can see that she's a tough young lady. So when she shows some pain, that you know that
looked like she maybe hit her hand on that bottom brace of that chair.
Yeah, she does not come out very often, and having coached her, she's one that plays through a lot of pain, but does look like maybe she's got a smile on her face that she'll be okay. So
sometimes that's one of those things when it happens, you're like, oh, what just happened, you know? And now you realize it's not so bad. We need to have her let it go. There we go. That's ours. Good play,
Emma
good defense.
Olson, good defense. That is the freshman. That would be the cousin to number 5, Molly Olson, on the Governor side. So it's kind of neat. We've had that a couple times this year where cousins play each other, and you know they'll remember that. Great memories through that, and of course, you know, they want bragging rights at the Thanksgiving table.
There's a nice little play. I haven't seen much this year. They get the ball to Remmers down on that short corner, as we call it. Someone's diving, and you get that little shot, and you can get that all night, really, whether you get the shot or kick it back out for a shot. It's just something that's open, and makes that defense have to move and match up.
Andy Olson gets the 2 points on the offensive side, and now the steal on the defensive side. Andy and Gabby Olson, no relation to Emma and Molly Olson, so lots of Olsons here on the court tonight.
Looks like Russell's coming back in. That's good to see. A couple new kids coming in for Pierre.
Mack inbounds his
senior. Mackenzie, is it Flotmeyer?
Flotmeyer, yep. She's a 5'6" senior, and she's also another one of those fantastic athletes going to the Jimmies there in Jamestown. Going to play softball for them.
Sure.
So fantastic. She's a pitcher and a fielder.
Nice
really
little
good
move
softball
there.
player. That is Molly Olson, goes strong on the left side. 4-2. Jordan Remmers back on the attack, gives it over to Thury. Thury shoots, in and out. Good position by Kirky for the rebound.
Molly Olson, just one of those, to me, just tough-nosed kids that she's not going to allow her team to get beat, you know. Sometimes the opponent might be just more than you can overcome, but she's determined.
Nice move. There's your pick again. We've seen that on that right side. Now we're seeing it back on the left side. And that is going to send, is that Flotmeyer to the free throw line?
I think so.
I think it is.
Yes, it is. Yep. That's one of those deals where your weak side, your help side defense, in that case, Andy Olson, just, she can be over a step farther, and she can probably take a charge on that. She got there to help, and she did a good job because she's got her arm on the shot.
Flotmeyer with her first point of this game, and second one's up. That's a pretty shot. Both those shots just smooth.
What's it with the left-handed shooters? They always have that nice stroke. That's, you know, well, let's talk about.
Are you left-handed? You're not left-handed.
No, but Larson's dad that I played against, lefty.
Oh, lefty.
I'm not going to say his, you know.
You're saying a
I don't want to say he was, you know. No, he was a good basketball player. Good guy.
Zoe Bauer picks up her dribble, now gives it over to Molly Olson. Molly Olson with the drive. She goes with the underhand layup, no good. Rebound by Alex Ludeman. She is a new player for the Governors. Gets the rebound, feeds it back out to the wing. 3 points up, no good. Rebound by the Arrows. Remmers with the shot, quick shot, no good. Rebound. Corralled by the Governors. See both of these teams settling in now in this second quarter. Governors really attacking the basket.
Yeah, draw that foul on Remmers. That looks to be her.
Should be her second, I think.
Yeah. She's done a pretty good job staying out of foul trouble this year, and so here we are early in the second quarter. Is coach gonna let her stay in, and maybe he trusts her enough that she can stay out of that?
Well, that is some of the maturity we've seen out of her this year in being able to play through that. Steal by Ellie Thury. Thury gives it off to Stemwedel. Stemwedel to Olson. Olson shoots, no good. Rebound by Molly Olson. Molly will thank her for that later.
Oh, that might have been a jump ball. I don't know.
Did they call a foul?
Yeah.
On Olson?
That's why I don't get paid to do that. That's one of those calls that no matter what you call it, you're going to have someone yelling at you probably.
Or Alice Rapp, is that who they're, they actually put Alice Rapp as the person who received that foul.
That's Ellen Hart bringing it up, the sophomore.
Gives it off to Emery Larson. Larson with the right hand dribble. I don't think she's going to get tired. She can go. And we see a timeout for the Pierre Governors with 4:41 remaining in this game. 16-13. Overall, kind of what you expected?
Yeah, I think so. And really, I like the Arrow girls playing a really good defense, I think, right now. They're, you know, a few of those little pick and rolls that they've given up. But I think hopefully as the game goes, they adjust to that a little bit better. I like offenses that do that pick and roll because it makes the defense have to make a decision. And sometimes that's hard on the fly to to make the right decision. Even sometimes when you do make the right decision, you're just still not in the right spot. So it just adds an element to the game. So, but both teams, I think, doing a pretty good job rebounding, getting the ball down the court. So we'll see how that plays out.
Governors will inbound this. They're going to be in the corner. The ref wants Hart to go on his left side, which
that's a big deal, though, really, for just the area that's open.
They are able to inbound it to Larson. Larson picks up her dribble, looks for help, gets it to Flottmeyer. Four seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Arrow girls doing a nice job switching.
And
good defense. Good job switching, I think. You know, somebody got beat. They'd pick, the next person would pick them up.
Ellie Thury, open drive, and she sees it, goes right in for the layup.
We've seen some good games from her this year.
Yeah. Flottmeyer picks up her dribble, now gives the handoff over to Larson. Larson back to Kirky. Arrows coming out. They are playing some really good defense here in this game.
I like that we're getting them out away from the three-point line, and that the pressure's out there, and that's the kind of thing that can happen.
Turnover right there. Good defense by the Arrows, and that was Ellie Thury out there on Kirky that forced that turnover.
Yeah, it's kind of like the message is force them out, but don't get beat back door, and that's what they're doing right now, and that's good to see.
Stemmuddle over to the left wing.
And they got a few more minutes out of Remmers there, and she didn't pick up a foul, so that now she's out getting some breathing time.
Jasmine Jost will pick up her second foul. I don't know if I'm saying her last name correctly, and Jost
or Jost. Could be Yost.
Could be Yost,
I've seen that.
I've seen that as well.
I think it's Jost if I remember watching last night. I thought that's what they're saying, but.
Good toss into Thury, now back out to Mack. Mack looks, she shoots, the lefty shoots three, no good.
Maybe
rebound by Jost.
Pierre fan could reply to our stream and just
let us know. We want to get it right.
Phonetically spell it for us.
And that is Marina, or no, that was Molly Olson. Went up on the left side. She's going to get fouled. That'll send her to the free throw line. She has 6 points in this game so far.
I think we've learned over the years we don't want to upset any grandmas.
Nope,
because we're saying their name wrong.
That's
so
right.
We absolutely don't want to do that. So
I agree. First shot's up, no good.
Callie Ellis coming in. I think that's her first trip on the floor today for Thury to give her a little break.
Callie Ellis, a 5'11", 6-foot junior for the Arrows.
You know, Callie's kind of one of those role players. You know, she will score once in a while for us, but if she can rebound and play some defense that just keeps the person she's on kind of quiet, that's a win, I think, for her. You know, she's someone that wasn't out for the last year or two maybe and came out this year. So it's good to see that she's on the floor. She's a good athlete, and she's definitely not afraid to mix it up a little bit in there. So you need some of that physicality, and she'll give it to you.
Yeah, and she can bring some energy. She's
Absolutely.
not afraid to really engage and have fun.
Yep.
You know, sometimes I saw her in a volleyball match, and she played, but she was on the bench that time, and she ended up doing, I don't know, some sort of weave on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's
they
her, right?
I think it was when they had an ace. They did like a worm or something.
It was, yeah.
And it was Hensley Hogue had, what was it, 4?
She
5.
She was up there.
Aces in a row.
Yeah, 5, I think, aces in a row.
Because I remember Callie Ellis was getting kind of tuckered out on the side. You know,
exactly
I had Callie in school, so to see her not have much to say, that's kind of rare. I'll be honest. So, no, she's a fun kid, good worker. It's nice to have her energy out there.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's what I love to see. Whether it's girls, boys, whatever, having fun, enjoying what they're doing. So that's great.
I mean, I'll be the first to admit that as a parent, you get a little caught up with your emotions, and you think this is life and death, and it really isn't. But yeah, we all want to see our kids go to a state tournament and win. And
Yep.
but at the end of the day, you just want them to have fun and meet some people and stay safe.
And that
Bailed us out a little bit there.
Gabby was trying to go down the sideline and over the head of the Pierre defender. She was able to knock it out. So Gabby will take care of the ball a little bit better. I think the next time down, she'll gives it over the deep corner, back to Olson. Now we're seeing a, what, 2-3 zone it looks like for
yeah.
the Governors.
That's good there. That's what you got to do on the zone.
Kinsey Russell goes right into the paint and gets 2. Kinsey Russell, the senior. She's going to South Dakota State University next year. Shots up and no good. Russell's on the other side, gets the rebound. Now she's off to the races. Callie Ellis down low. She's seen by Mack, and she gets it to go. So
that was an anticipation pass. That's good to see.
That was fun to see. She didn't hold on to that. She saw it, got it to her, and Ellis was able to put that away. Arrows playing some good basketball here in maybe their final game of the season. That is going to go off of Russell. So we'll see some substitutions come in.
I would say I think the pace of this game I like, but I also like how that's being ref. Like, they're not calling ticky-tack, but they aren't letting you just tackle either. So I think it's a good, just a good game to watch.
Kinsey Russell off to the races again. We've seen her do that a couple times. That time unable to finish.
Remmer's got to be careful there. Just move your feet.
Now the Governors on the attack. Ellen Hart shoots, no good. Thury with the rebound off to Lily Mack. Mack looks, she's looking over to Russell. Russell drives the lane, goes up with the right hand, no good. Rebound is gonna.
I think that stays here.
They're asking, they're
gonna call jump ball. I'm guessing jump ball here.
And they are going to give this to the Governors. We're going to talk about it. You can see this. There's a. This isn't like a final game. You see the crowd, they're into it. The teams, the coaches, they're both. This is what you like. You know, this game may not mean a whole lot, but it does to these players.
Absolutely, and like we said, for our seniors, this might be it. So they want to win.
Molly Olson working on.
Oh, nice move.
Russell just misses that. Andy Olson comes down with the rebound for the Watertown Arrows. Zoe Bauer giving Andy everything she can handle there. Is able to force the turnover. Governors will inbound it with Jordan Kirky, the junior.
We got to finish strong here. 40 seconds here. Hopefully we can keep them from getting a. There's kids just fighting.
Ball,
fighting for that ball.
And that was Molly Olson for the Governors.
Does that surprise you that she's in the middle of that?
No.
I bet at their Christmas parties, the Olson Christmas parties, they play games. I bet she's right in the middle of that.
Think she's a little competitive?
I bet she is.
Yeah. You see the crowd wanted to push off on Remmers. Good feed into Thury. And that is going to be a foul called on. Who are they going to call that on?
Might be on Thury. Not sure.
See who they're calling that foul on. It is going to send Olson to the free throw line. Ellie Olson's second foul.
That's too bad we couldn't have got that in there. Get a 10-point lead maybe going into halftime, but now they can get it down to 6 here. Big difference.
19.8 seconds remaining. Shots up and good. That's her 8th point on the game for Molly Olson.
I have a feeling we better be ready for the trap here pretty hard.
Second shot's up and off the front of the rim. Good rebound by Andy Olson, gives it off to Mack. 10 seconds remaining in this first half. Good feed into Russell. Russell shoots, no good. Ellie Thury shoots, and that's how this first half is going to end, with the Watertown Arrows up 22-15 in this maybe final game of the regular season. We have some wrestling results to announce to you. Again, it is state wrestling going on down in where is that, Sioux Falls, or where is state wrestling? I don't even know where state wrestling is.
Is it in Rapid this year?
Maybe it is Rapid.
I'll find it.
For the Watertown Arrows, Gage Lohr in the 157th weight class, and Shay Richter in the 132nd pound weight class. They're both going for gold this afternoon for the men. And on the women's side, Watertown Arrows, Eden Hawk in 235, and Allison Conrad 190, and Olivia Anderson in the 120-pound weight class are also going for gold for the ladies. For the ladies, Brooklyn Randall took 3rd place in the 115-pound weight class. Vanessa Anderson took 6th in the 105-pound weight class, and Brooke Grychek coming in at 3rd place in the 140-pound weight class. So congratulations to all of the Arrow ladies and those wrestlers competing down in Sioux Falls this weekend. For the boys, some final results. Cade Kemper took 8th place in 190-pound weight class. Landon Lewis took 6th place in the 175-pound weight class, and one of his matches was just dynamic, and the excitement and the crowd down there was all into it. Just a fantastic match Landon Lewis partook in, and again, he took 6th place in the 175-pound weight class. Marcus Pitkin finishes his senior campaign in 3rd place in 165. Cutler Swenson, he was the 2nd seed coming into the state wrestling tournament. He's going to finish in 4th place in 138-pound weight class. Brody Randall takes home the bronze in 126. Chase Matthews, 6th place in the 120-pound weight class. And Jonah Anderson took 5th in 113-pound. Jonah Anderson, only an 8th grader, so we'll see more of him, again, taking 5th place as an 8th grader in the 113-pound weight class. And Braylon Shell, a 3rd place finish in the 106-pound weight class. So congratulations to the Watertown Arrows, both the boys and the girls, placing really well in single place finishers, and I believe also doing well in the team results as well. Good luck to Gage Lohr, Shay Richter, Eden Hawk, Allison Conrad, and Olivia Anderson, as they're all going for a state championship. A lot of things going on. We've got the Arrow boys down in, west over in Pierre, and it looks like they are up in the 3rd quarter, 55-30. So Watertown Arrows must be doing very well from the field here in the offensive category.
Yeah, and that's a win that they need to have, not just for PowerPoints, but I think just for getting some momentum going into the Sodak 16. You know, I think the other night when they played, it just didn't look like, against Harrisburg, it just didn't look like they were quite all into it. I don't know. You know, I don't want to make excuses, but I definitely wasn't the performance I think that the players probably wanted, the coaches wanted. So I think hopefully today, you know, that's a nice thing about sports. If it doesn't go so well on one day, you try to get back out there the next time and correct it. So.
Well, I know this is Arrow's girls basketball game, but we are Arrow TV, and we're all about Arrows here on Arrow TV. And within the last couple of weeks, we learned that the Arrow boys basketball coach, Pat McClemens, is retiring. You know, he's the type of guy, he didn't ask for a farewell tour. He wouldn't be one that asked for a farewell tour. And he announced his retirement really in the same way he coaches, not asking for fanfare for himself. I personally don't know Coach McClemens outside of seeing him, you know, on the sideline, but he did coach 3 of my kids. And, you know, as I look around the state, you've seen a lot of coaches and tenured coaches, you know, really retiring this season. And we have 2 of them here in Watertown, really good ones in Pat McClemens and our volleyball coach in Rosemary Bellum. And, you know, as I was preparing for this broadcast and I was seeing the retirements across the state, I kind of reflected on, you know, the coaches and the effect that they have on people. And, you know, in Coach McClemens in particular, most winter nights in Watertown, you know, the lights in the Civic Arena are they're on long past sundown, and you know, the snow, as the snow piles up in the winters here in Watertown against the Civic Arena, the parking lot, you know, just like today, we're walking in, we're stepping on snow inside the gym on most winter nights for the last couple of decades. We have the whistles, we have the sneakers, and we've got the voice of Pat McClemens.
Yeah, and I think that's a perfect way to say that. You know, he was blessed with a voice that you could just hear. You know, I always wish I had that, because if he needs to talk to somebody on the corner of the opposite corner of the court, he can get to them. And, you know, the thing I respect about Pat McClemens is he was going to tell you exactly what is going on, whether you liked it or not. You always knew where you stood with him. Just be up front with him. He's going to be up front with you, and I think that's fair. I think he didn't just make kids become basketball players, but I think he really helped prepare them for life, which I think was a Brian Norberg type of guy. I think Rosemary Bellum, getting people prepared for life, and I think sometimes that gets overlooked.
I agree.
We get caught up in wins and losses, and sometimes, you know, hey, you're not doing this or whatever. But you know what? When it comes down to it, those 3 names I just mentioned, they would have done anything for their kids, and they just might have done it with tough love. And I think we need a little more of that some days.
Yeah, I agree. You know, for decades, McClemens has stood on the sideline, usually wearing a pullover. More times than not, it was probably a purple, in the color of purple. You know, often, sometimes you'd see him standing there with his arms folded 1 minute, and the next minute very animated. And you know, but during all of that, he was teaching, correcting, encouraging. You know, he's coached through some blowouts. He's coached through some buzzer beaters, state tournament runs, a state championship. His banner's up here. When I think 2009, he ended up winning a state championship with 2 of them. Yes,
with the girls,
2 of them with the girls. That's right. So he's got 2 championships, but more than anything, and you touched on it, he has developed boys into men and girls into young ladies. And I think if you ask any former players, what they're going to remember most isn't going to be what the records are, the wins, or even the standings, but it's going to be about his brutal honesty. He was always honest, and you touched on that. He has high expectations. He was demanding. Fundamentals, and most importantly, he cared about his players. And I think that he's an old school coach, and he believed in the details. And so I know he would not like us talking about him right now, but you know, he coached two of my daughters, and I just again, don't know him, but appreciate him. And so if you've got some stories of Coach McClemens for this last half, we don't get another opportunity to send him off. This is our final broadcast here on Arrow TV for the girls. But if you have some stories, let us know. Talk about him. just a little bit, and we'll share those out as well. But for me, I remember when my daughter, Grace, she came up as an 8th grader, and as a freshman, I got a call from Pat McClemens, and out of the blue, and it was an unknown call, didn't know who it was, and he introduced himself, and he said, hey, I want to talk to you about Grace, and Grace, I'd like her to play varsity this year, but I want to leave that up to you, because varsity, I'm a tough coach that's here, and I expect a lot out of these players, and it's okay if she doesn't. She's got the skills there, but I want to work with you in making sure that she is able to play at this level, and I appreciated that call. You know, he was working with the parents there, and then sure as heck, there were 2 freshmen that year, and they're playing, and it's in a varsity match, and a good team, and as you mentioned, out of the blue, you hear Coach McClemens say, "Get those freshmen out of there."
Yeah.
You know, and because they made a mistake,
yeah.
and weren't playing to his standard, and I'm okay with that.
Absolutely.
You know, and they learn from that, and you know,
accountability.
Accountability.
Yep.
That's right.
You hear it with his own kid once in a while.
You do.
Get him out of there.
You do.
You know, so
yeah, you do.
He's fair. He's fair.
I agree. I appreciate him, and I think the Watertown Arrows and the families, you know, they demand winning, and he's put a lot of winning teams out there, and they'll miss him as the years go by. As we start our second half of this game, the first shot's up, just like the start of this game. The Governors have the first shot, did miss, come down to the rebound of the Watertown Arrows.
Yeah, you know, they got a good look there again, and again, maybe the legs are a little factor for Larson today. Like I say last night, if she gets that shot, she's probably going to make it. So as an Arrow fan, you're hoping that's a little bit of the case, so that we can maybe finish this game out strong and get the W. But you know, it's a good start for the Arrows this second half.
Lily Mack gets that 2 points on a good feed by Jordan Remmers, seeing her in a good cut. Good defense by Ellie Thury, forcing the turnover, and you see the Arrows running the court well with Remmers. Remmers asking for a foul there. It is going to be off of the Governor.
I feel like we've gotten a lot of just hand tips on the ball on the defensive end and knocking it out of there, you know, to disrupt, and I think that's been kind of a big deal to allow us to not let Pierre get into a rhythm. And they're kind of doing the same too.
Lily Mack with the shot. Arrow bullseye for Lily Mack. Lily Mack, there's been certain times she can shoot the 3-point. She's a good shooter, but there's been certain times this year maybe she's just rushed her shot just a little bit. Yeah,
I agree. I think just doesn't quite get her feet under her sometimes, and the problem then is she's hard on herself and she gets down a little bit, and it's tough to, you like kids that play with emotion, but you have to get in their ear a little bit and remind them who they are sometimes. So
Jordan Remmers goes up with the left-hand layup, and this time she does draw the foul. So that will send Jordan Remmers to the free throw line. She's got 5 points on the day, going for 6, and rims around and out.
Now, if memory serves me, Cam, you I think mentioned earlier in the year that third quarter is one of our better quarters, and we've definitely this might be the best start to a third quarter we've had.
Andy Olson with an arrow bullseye. She's got 3 to go along with Max Trey. And yes, the third quarter has been traditionally our best quarter that we play, and we're seeing it right here again. Shots up and in for Molly Olson. A quick timeout by Coach Kirk Bebout. Kirk Bebout was a former coach in Hamlin, I think, before he went out to Pierre, if memory serves me right.
Boys or girls?
I'm
not sure. I guess I don't know for sure.
Yeah,
maybe somebody can.
Yeah, can help us out on that. But
I'm trying to think if this is his. Is this his first or second year there?
No, this would be. This is his third.
Oh, is it? Okay,
yeah,
it's been that many years already.
His third year, yeah, out there. But yeah, he was a coach in Hamlin, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you got the tale of two cities right now at this time out. You got one team that's you know, I don't want to say struggling, but they have to find a way right now to dig in and start chipping away. Arrows, a little bit unfamiliar territory. Okay, they've just had some baskets that they finally got to see go in. Now they just got to realize, hey, we got to keep playing hard. We can't quit attacking. We can't come down here and play to not lose, because when you do that, you know what happens. So they're going to see some pressure now.
Watertown up 32-17. That is the unfamiliar territory you're talking about. The Arrows have not had big leads at all this year, and we'll see how the Arrows
handle that really well.
Down to Ellie Thury, saw her down the. Our guards are really seeing the cut and down in the paint really well in this game.
I like that we got the ball to the middle of the court. I feel like we've kind of gone up the sidelines a lot this year. Getting that ball to the middle just opens up everything then. Good take.
Shots up and good for Kinsey Russell. Kinsey Russell having a nice game, and for the better part of the year, she has been averaging right around that 8 points per game, which has led the Arrows until late, where Jordan Remmers has really played some strong basketball. But the senior of Kinsey Russell, she wants to have her final game on the hard court as a win here at home, as does Ellie Thury coming out of that scrum with the rebound. And she does wear number 20. She's out on the wing, gives it off to Olsen. Olsen now back to Remmers. Russell looks, trying to go in, tries to split the double team. Gives it back to Lily Mack. 9 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Olsen takes it in. Good drive by Olsen, just maybe not enough strength to get it over the front iron.
You know, it still wasn't a bad possession. We used up most of that clock, which at this point in the game, you still want to attack, but you also want to use some clock if you can. So
Remmers with the three, no good. Rebound comes down to the Governors. Shots up and just off the front iron, deep three.
You could hear Coach yelling, shoot her, because he knows.
Lily Mack.
Big.
Gets it to go, and she's going to get fouled.
You can see a couple of our girls are getting tired. I think we're going to have some subbing here, but that's because that's reflecting the work they're putting in on both ends of the court here. So you don't mind seeing kids tired because they're working their butts off, you know.
Lily Mack with 10 points. Shots up and good. She's got 11. She will. It looks like a timeout after that free throw by Coach Rohde.
30-second maybe. Nope, full. Got a full. He might, you know, I think Coach might say, look, let's put a little press on here right now, and you know, we've kind of got our foot on their throat. Let's, you know, maybe we can put a little more pressure on them here and get this lead even higher. That's a tough thing sometimes. Like right now, I don't want to say the game is easy for us, because that's not a comment I would have made all year.
Right.
But we're finally seeing us making some shots. So you have to now find a way to keep, you know, playing with that same intensity that you would play with if it was tied. So I mean, sometimes you got to kind of put that out there in the timeout that, hey, it's 0-0 right now, ladies, even though we're up by 20, and we haven't been able to say that often this year, maybe a couple times.
As we see, two freshmen do come in for the Arrows in Stemwedel and Emma Olsen. So as you talked about, some fresh legs for the Arrows. Torrance Tipton also comes off the bench. She's going to battle up against Kirky of the Governors. That is who's battling at top of the key.
And Torrance's, you know, job right now is to get some rebounds, play some solid defense.
Good defense there by Remmers on Ellen Hart. Kirky shoots, mid-range jumper in and out, and Torrance Tipton fights and is able to come down with that rebound, and she is going to draw the foul. A good battle by Torrance Tipton. She kept it high, which didn't bring it down to her waist, which helped her out there drawing that foul.
Yep. Again, I think the Arrows are playing really nice defense today.
Governors come down with the turnover, and Kinsey Russell fights and gets back the turnover. Draws that from the Governors. Russell.
Now there was a ball that got hit and went to the backcourt. It's not over and back because there was no possession ever established.
Shots up by Olsen off the front of the rim. Tipton fights for it, and they're going to call Tipton for a foul as she went after that loose ball. That'll be Tipton's first foul.
Don't mind seeing that one, though. She's going after it hard, going on the ground, and it is what it is. You live with that one. I think right now, if the Arrows could increase this lead to even 25, maybe going in the fourth quarter, that's enough for Pierre to, I don't want to say crush their spirits, but because they're not a team that's going to quit or give up. I'm not trying to make that into, you know, or say that, but
nice
like
drive by Alex Ludeman.
I do think, without making an excuse for Pierre, they just, shots aren't going in today. A little tired maybe. I mean, it just seems like that's the case a little bit for them. But
Ludeman, she is just a freshman for the Governors, is able to get that one to go. Nifty footwork by Jordan Remmers, takes the step through right there, goes underhand, gets go, and is going to pick up the foul.
But I also want to preface my last comment with our Arrow girls are working really hard. They're playing really good defense today, and they are a part of the reason why Pierre isn't making shots, because we're getting up on them. So,
you know, another thing that I like about this game is that the substitutions have been, I think, really intentional here and with matchups, and that's been a real benefit for the Arrows here in this game as well.
It's a little easier when you're playing a team that doesn't have 3 kids that are around 6 foot, you know, and we've had that a lot, and we just don't match up there.
Lawrence Tipton with the steal, gives it off to Remmers. That has been a disadvantage for us. We're all about 5'6", 5'7".
Now we do have a few kids that are a little bit taller now, but they're younger, and there's one of those younger kids, and they're gaining experience in front of our eyes. So
Tipton saw the opening, put it on the floor, and goes in for the layup. She's got 3 in this ball game, and she's going to get a steal, so she's playing a really good quarter here in this third quarter is towards Tipton, as we see Jordan Remmers goes up the left hand, no good. Rebound by Molly Olsen.
Jordan attacking the rim. She's playing with a lot of confidence right now.
Good volleyball IQ there by Olsen, just takes it off the foot of the Pierre Governor. And, you know, I think next year the Arrows are going to look at Jordan Remmers to be that leader.
Absolutely. I mean, she's going to be the kind of the captain on the floor, but you also have Andy Olsen. I think that's a nice, you know, second to that, because there are times when she has a good game that maybe Remmers isn't quite on. So it's nice to have those two. I always think Lily Mack's that third person that you kick out to her, and she makes some shots. And now you're seeing these younger girls, Stemwhittle, Tipton, Olsen coming in.
Gabby Olsen.
Yeah, Gabby Olsen. Yeah, and you know, we've got a couple girls that haven't been playing yet this year, but who knows? The Paulson girl, we may see her a little bit next year.
Well, we saw her a little bit in a couple of varsity matches or games this year.
Yeah, she's got some height. So
shots up.
Callie Ellis will be back.
She will.
And I'm saying that, I hope she hears this, that yes, you will be back. Because they need her energy, they need her presence. You know, sometimes you have players that don't always get on the floor, but what are they like in the locker room and on the sideline? And I just feel like she's one of those kids that doesn't let you get down.
Yeah.
You know.
Shots up by Gabby Olsen, and no good. Big rebound by sister of Andy Olsen. Now those two are twins. Playing catch with each other. That was fun to see. Nice drive in by Olsen. Molly gets rebound, goes up. She is going to be fouled by, I think, Kinsey Russell will be called for that foul.
And Molly Olsen just still fighting, you know.
Molly Olsen at the line for Pierre, shooting 2.
Molly Olson with 10 points in this ball game, looking to go up to 12.
I feel like Molly Olson's that person. If you got into a street fight with her, you might get her, but you're going to have a broken arm and a missing eye, and before she goes down, she just continually keeps fighting, and I think that's a credit to her. And like I say, her parents, I know, have instilled that into her. So
that's right. She misses the first one of the 2 shots. Second one's up, and she misses both. She gets her own rebound, goes up, and she's going to be fouled again. This foul is going to go on Gabby Olson. That'll send Molly Olson back to the free throw line.
One of the first times you really see the Arrows not rebounding, giving up some offensive boards, and those are the kind of things that can flip a game all of a sudden. And we certainly don't want to see Pierre make a game out of this all of a sudden.
First one this time goes up and in. Molly Olson with 11.
But the age of the three-pointer, I mean, a 20-point lead can disappear in minutes.
Second one's up and good. Yeah, for both teams, other than maybe the start of this third quarter, we haven't seen a whole lot of three-pointers, and we thought we'd see a lot of them here tonight.
Yeah,
but both teams have been attacking the hoop from the paint. Stemweddle off to Ellie Thury. No good. There was a three-pointer. Good rebound by Lily Mack, fighting down low. She goes up strong and gets 2.
Something we haven't seen all year really is we've seen three-pointers, not go in, but we haven't gotten those offensive boards. So the three-point miss doesn't hurt you so much when you get that, but we just haven't had that all year to have those offensive boards and putbacks.
Lily Mack with a game-high 13 points so far.
One shot here. Ooh, she about stepped over.
Mack with the shot, no good. Thury with the rebound as she goes straight back up. 1 second remaining, and that is how the third quarter is going to end. Watertown 46, Pierre 23. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back. We're live for Dakota Land Federal Credit Union and DFS Insurance.
My name is Emmy. I'm a sophomore. My favorite high school memory is probably playing softball. The person I look up to most is probably my parents. When I'm not playing basketball, I like to play softball. If I could be any animal, I would probably be an otter. If I could be any superhero, I would be Superman. If I won the lottery, I would travel around the world.
Arrows take possession, starting the fourth quarter, leading by 23.
So we head into the fourth quarter, Arrows leading 46-23, and again, a little bit unfamiliar territory for us. We just haven't been in this position, so hopefully we can close this out and not, make this a little bit more interesting than it needs to be.
So John Peterines says that Kirk Bebout, the coach for the Governors, he's a dual alumni, was an assistant coach for Detroit Lakes men's basketball team, and 8 years at Hamlin for the boys, and has been 5 years with the Pierre Governors. So
where have I been?
That, John, chiming in. I knew he was at Hamlin there, and he was the boys basketball coach.
I appreciate that.
Shots up, and that is going to send, I believe that is going to be Jordan Kirky to the free throw line. They have her listed at 5'6", but she sure looks taller than 5'6" to me. Shots up and no good.
She's a strong young lady too. Like, you don't just push her out of the way. Like right there, she gets that offensive board because of her strength. And good looking shot.
Up and good. Jordan Remmers off to Andy Olson. Andy sees the hole, and she's going to get fouled. So good movement, good idea by both Remmers and Olson. The two that you were really talking about. The next year, the Arrows are going to be relying on a lot, of course, with Lily Mack as well, who is inbounding. Inbounds at 2:30.
Ball fake and rip. Ooh.
Steal by Zoe Bauer. Now gives it off to Kirky. Kirky errant throw, and now that will be a foul picked up on Zoe Bauer. Zoe Bauer, the 5'5" freshman guard for the Governors. You know, I know they say Lady Govs, but we've had a female governor now. Can't we just say Governors?
I kind of believe we can.
Yeah, I've kind of been doing that today instead of saying Lady Govs, but possession will go to the Lady Govs.
Now, also, you know, Pierre, their assistant coach, Terry Becker, he used to be the boys' head coach there for a few years, I remember. And then I think he stepped down and got out of it for a few years, and then he got into the girls' side, I remember, a few years back. So they've got some experience.
Olson drains that. Molly Olson, you do not want her to get hot.
No, and she did this last night. She kind of kept them in that fourth quarter against Roosevelt when it looked like Roosevelt was going to start kind of pulling away, and Olson had like 8 points out of the blue and just kept them right there.
Kinsey Russell just battling down there. Jasmine Jost is going to be fouled by Jordan Remmers, I believe. That will be Remmers' third.
I think Remmers that's one of those where it's like, you know what, I haven't had a foul for a while.
I need to get one.
I'm going to get one. Probably looked up at her dad. And just
or maybe she looked it up and said, hey, wanted us to talk about her just for a little bit. Do you think?
Maybe, I don't know.
What's up, the Arrow TV crew?
Let's get some three-pointers. We'll talk about you then.
Shots up, no good. Rebound by Kinsey Russell. Kinsey doesn't agree with that call, but I think that probably was the
I'd agree. If Kinsey could have maybe got on the bottom side of her there defensively, might have had a little more success. But again, Molly's that's a tough matchup for a lot of people. And Kinsey's had those all year, though. She's had to play a lot bigger than her stature, you know, and she does pretty well.
Yeah, she does. She's the team leader, and I think rebounds and been up there in points all year at 5'6".
And you really, you got Molly Olson and Kinsey Russell, who are both kind of scrappy anyhow. So kind of a good battle, really.
Jordan Remmers, she is going to be stopped there by Bauer. Gives it down low to Olson. Olson with the turnaround. Now kicks it out to Mack. Mack with a nice drive. No good. Andy Olson fighting, and back out to Mack.
New clock. New clock.
And that's exactly what's being said by Coach Rohde there is, we don't need to shoot that. Take your time.
You can shoot that with 5 seconds left in the clock. And, I don't ever want to tell my kids to slow down and quit playing, but in that situation, it's like, hey, we can get that shot in 20 seconds. Let's work it a little bit here, and you might get what you just got. So,
well, and that's what happened right there. Coach Rohde saying, wait, don't shoot it, pass it around, and now you get the high percentage of she gets it right back. She gets to go in for 2, and she's got 4 points in this ball game.
I'm guessing he took that timeout to probably just remind them, hey, look, we've got a 23-point lead here with 5.5 left. They've got to score 23 points just to tie us. If we make 5 more points, I mean, that's the probability of them coming back is not real good. Not saying they couldn't do it, but let's come down, work it. We can always get that shot, but if we can still drive and get the layups as they're available, we do that.
Well, we are live for Dakota Land Federal Credit Union and DFS Insurance, so stay with us for the post-game show here today. And we'll give out the Dakota Land Federal Credit Union Player of the Game. And we're Aero TV, as I say in my intro every year or every game, that you know, we're put on by high school students and community members. And today we are at the absolute basic skeleton crew here. There's a lot going on. There's we have people down at the state wrestling, and that's where some of our students are at, and out in Pierre. And so we've got Kira Thu on the camera here for us tonight, and she's just doing a great job running our cameras. And tonight we have a 9-year-old who is our technical director, learning the behind the scenes and running this live stream in Kyson Mogg, 9 years old. And then we have Kira Thu. I mean, I tell you what,
And we also have, if I remember right, about 75-year-old Ryan Remmers. Is that?
Oh yeah,
I can't remember his age, but
he's back there too.
But he's up there somewhere, and
yep.
I think we have another.
Jaron Mogg is running graphics, so we've got
brother combo.
Yes.
We got cousins on the court. We got brothers in the booth.
That's right.
That's a nice little give and go.
Darren Van Meter chiming in, watching down in Sioux Falls, saying great job with the live stream. It's been fun listening to the stream all season. And Darren, you know, these lady basketball players, they haven't had the season they wanted, but you have chimed in and you have watched them all season. We appreciate that, and so do these young ladies on the court.
You know, Darren was our student manager back when I was coaching, and he was kind of the guy that nobody ever talked about, but he had everything ready for us all the time, and kept us together, kept us organized. So I mean, a little late for the shout out now, but I mean, he always did such a great job, and he's such a big supporter, so it's good to hear from him.
He's a big Arrow fan. He bleeds purple.
He does.
Not Viking purple, it's Arrow purple.
No, we don't bleed Viking purple.
Oh, well, some of us do. Kinsey Russell gets that to go. Kinsey having a nice game, 11 points on
Gotta admit, when I got up today, I was wondering if they won the Super Bowl, because I thought hell froze over, so. Steal by Russell. Let's see if she can finish it off here.
And she does.
You'd like to think that that's kind of a dagger. I mean, 25 points here. I mean, tall task. I think we might see some of the younger kids maybe get some time here in a little bit. We might have a little blood there from Mac. Took one to the chops, it looks like.
Hart and Ludeman in for the Governors, and
as we see the Pierre Governors make some substitutions. Have Ellen Hart back into the game. Just a sophomore, so these Pierre Governors also have some youngsters coming up, as looks like they've got the floor cleaned up. Governors will inbound. Alex Ludeman, freshman, in. Now to Olsen. Olsen fighting, and she is going to be fouled, and I think pick your person, maybe a Lydia Stemwettle probably being called on that, and that is who is going to receive the foul. Get another opportunity to inbound. They go down low, no good. Big rebound by Molly Olsen, and now you have Andy Olsen that just tears that away. Again, no relation between Andy Olsen and Molly Olsen. Shots up, no good, and we're gonna see a pushing foul. That foul likely gonna be called maybe on Alex Ludeman, I think.
32.
Yep, that's Alex Ludeman. She is the freshman guard for the Governors. That will send Ellie Thury to the free throw line. First one's up, no good. Ellie Thury with 4 points, but has had a really good night on the boards. Second one's up and good. Ellie Thury goes 1 for 2 from the free throw line. It's her mark at 5 here in this ball game. The Arrows really putting together maybe their best all-around game of the season. 55 points, that could be their highest output as well.
I was just going to actually look that up.
Emma Olsen is going to be called for the foul on Jasmine Jost.
Yeah, this is the most points we've put up all year, so in a game.
Yeah, congratulations to these players for doing that, coming to play. Gabby Olsen will check in for Jordan Remmers.
Jasmine, one of the seniors for Pierre.
She is committed to Northern State for soccer. Call her Tasman.
The Tasman.
Yep.
I wonder if she gets a little Tasmanian devil tattoo someday.
Well, maybe someday.
Not trying
I don't
to.
know, I guess
not trying to encourage.
Yeah, what, are you encouraging?
No, I'm not encouraging
art?
that. I don't want to get any mail. Now my daughter's getting.
It's just about art.
Yeah.
That's it. Lydia Stemwedel will inbound. Gets it into Gabby. Gabby Olsen. Gives it off to Thury. Molly Olsen right over Russell, and she gets that one to go. Molly Olsen with 19.
19, yeah. Just having a day. She's had 2 good days in a row.
Emma picks up her dribble and gives that off to Gabby Olsen. You know, we saw Mitch chime in earlier. I see him sitting down there, down in the crowd. So he wasn't listening to us anymore. He needs to go back and listen to us.
Well, I'm guessing his dad probably said, you don't need to listen to that Hemmer character. No, you know, just a good family. I mean, his dad's brother in Pierre, you know, those guys, we've been around them for a while with Mitch. My son is his age, and with baseball and travel basketball. So it was fun. You know,
they're not sitting together today, though.
No, not yet, but I'm sure they'll.
Afterwards, they might, yeah.
Yeah, I can see the family sitting across the way.
All right.
They'll get together after the game. I'll go down and see if I can get a family picture for them, you know, for their scrapbook.
Yeah, mix the green and purple.
Yeah.
Russell gonna come up with the errant pass. Corner shot off the elbow, no good. Arrows up 56-31 in the fourth quarter. Arrows putting everything together here today on that defensive side, offensive side. They've scored the most points that they have all season here with 56 points. And it looks like Coach Rohde's going to get Callie Ellis in, and we're going to see Riley Hennon. Riley Hennon, number 54, a 6'1" junior, will check in. And you saw Coach Rohde pull off both of the seniors in Kinsey Russell and Ellie Thury. So nice moment for those two players, and classic move by Coach Rohde.
Good way to end. Like you said, I don't think we're going to get a 16 spot with a win today, but we'll let that play out later. But if this is their last game, what a nice way to end your career, to get a victory. And they played good. I mean, the two seniors played good. Everybody really just had sound games today, and we didn't get into that turnover bug too much. We rebounded. We played pretty good defense. You did all the little things that win basketball games. So
that is Liza Janicki, a freshman in for the Governors. We'll see a couple more substitutions. Lauren Paulson will check in for the Arrows.
Tipton's back on the floor.
Tipton's back in.
We got Emmy Berglund.
Yeah, Emmy Berglund.
Sophomore.
Emmy's seen some time here in different games throughout the season as the ball comes into Riley Hennon. Now over to Tipton. It's back to Ellis. 53 seconds remaining, and Watertown is going to end up winning this game. I mean, is it too soon to say that?
I think we're good. I think we've got this one.
Stay with us for the Dakota Land Federal Credit Union post-game show. We're going to have the Watertown seniors up here with us, and it sounds like all 4 of them are going to join us. So
we'll name our Dakota Land
Federal Credit Union players of the game.
Yep.
So stay with us for the post-game show. We'll have maybe an extended post-game show with our senior interviews.
Yeah, we'll get a little feedback as they've ended their basketball careers and see what they've got maybe on the horizon.
I like it. I like it. This is a good way to end the season for the Arrows if, in fact, they do end their season here today. And, again, we won't know that until all the games have been played and all the calculations happen. But it just looking at it seemed like the Arrows were going to need a lot of help to get there.
Yep.
So if they do get into that 16th seed, they'll be playing in Brandon Valley against just a phenomenal Brandon Valley team.
Undefeated on the year for a reason.
The speed that Brandon Valley plays is just something else. Nice drive in, and you're going to see Emmy Berglund's going to commit the foul there on Mackenzie Flatmeyer. Mackenzie Flatmeyer, a senior for the Governors. Again, she is a fantastic softball player going up to Jamestown, North Dakota to play. She's going to change her colors from green to orange.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a major difference.
That is a big difference. For the Jimmies up there.
Yeah, I like these uniforms they have, these black uniforms with the green trim. They're sharp.
They are sharp, but maybe as a broadcaster,
the numbers
it's kind of hard to see the
yeah.
numbers from a little further away. But Callie with the dribble. She's playing guard. She goes for it, gives it off to Berglund. Now to Tipton. Tipton's going to shoot the 3 at the buzzer. No good. Hey, what a fun way to end.
Yes, a really well played game by the Arrows today. It's good to see that. A little bit of an exclamation point on a tough year.
So the Watertown Arrows, if in fact finish out the season here and is their last game, they will finish with a 4-16 record. Not what they were hoping for in the season, but you know, when not for the season, but they did finish out. They played this game. They put together the whole game, I think.
Yeah, that's probably one of the few games this year where you can say they did everything that they're supposed to do. They played. I think it really led it to this type of performance was they played really good defense, but they made shots today, which is something they've struggled with this year. And anytime you can make some shots and see them go in, it just kind of gives you a little natural energy, I always feel, and it just trickles into other parts of the game. So, you know, I think going into next year, that's something that hopefully this group can see more of that and see that ball go through the rim a little bit. And I think with our young kids, you know, I think they can grow into a competitive team next year because they did get some experience, and we saw some, you know, like Tipton, who got a little bit more time at the end of the year, Emma Olson, those kids, you know, they're going to get on the floor. They're going to be some of the main players next year with like Andy Olson and Remmer's girl with some of their leadership that they've already gained. So I think it'll be a nice, you know, kind of a nice duo of a little bit new with some players that have been there. So I think they can get to be a 500 team at least next year if they put in a little time.
Yeah,
this
I
summer.
agree. They've got the athletes to do it, and you know, put in some time in the off season. continue to put in the work, and they're going to be. I think they could be a formidable team.
Yeah, and we could sit here and say what ifs about this season with our 2 big girls that were out, but who knows? I mean, I think if those 2 played, do you think we?
Yeah, I think we do. A couple more wins, I think, in the sense that you're missing a inside presence,
Exactly.
and that has been one of our big challenges this year, is competing against the 6-foot players and above. We're matching up against them with a 5'11" or a 5'6" Kinsey Russell, who Kinsey played great all season, I think.
Yeah,
and,
just mismatched
for her height, and it's a mismatch. And next year, you get Tipton, who I saw some really good things out of her today, and she played really well, finished out the season really well, and so she was there. Callie Ellis, another person, and then we're going to have those freshmen, and in Lydia Stemwedel and Emma Olson, and I guess this is a good segue from the freshman Olson to Mitch.
Yeah, so we've got Mitch Olson, Emma Olson's brother up here, who just graduated this last year, and he was the one that sent us our first message today about the best rivalry. I don't know if you got the answer. Did you hear what we had said?
I didn't.
So after thinking about it, I really thought you and Luke probably were a little bit better head-to-head because you were playing against each other more often. And, like Molly, who's a really good ball player, junior, has had a little more experience. But your sister she's going to be there next year and the year after and going to be one of our main players. So it's going to be fun to watch her the next few years. But Mitch,
have you given her any advice?
Emma, I think Emma's made a lot of good strides this year. She started the year out not playing varsity, but I mean, after some injuries and just how the season went, so I think she's made a lot of good strides. And like last year, I was on the boys team. We only won 6 games, and now they're doing really good. Probably have a good chance to go to the state tournament. So, I mean, Ellie and Kinsley had a good senior season, but you never know what can happen next year.
Absolutely. I agree with you. We were talking about that before you came up here, Mitch, that with the younger players that got some time at the end of this year, I think they're going to step into that role next year real nicely. And I would say one thing when I watch, like your sister being out there, I think she's a smart basketball player. And anytime you can get smart kids on the court, you're gonna have good things happen. So we're going to get to the seniors here in just a second. But what have you been up to, Mitch? What are you doing this year?
Playing baseball at University of Sioux Falls.
And how's that been going for you?
It's been good.
Yeah. And what's your degree that you're going after?
Business.
Business.
Yep.
All right. So are you looking to stay in the area, you think, long term? Or?
Yeah, probably South Dakota.
All right. Well, we look forward to that. We appreciate you coming up here. It's always good to see you.
Thank you.
That was Mitch Olson joining us up here, and anytime we get former Arrows to come up and join us, we absolutely like that. And now we've got our seniors coming in. Let's see, we've got 4 seniors. Yeah, jump right in here, Kinsey. All right. Very good. Well, you got to take the mic. All right, and hand them their shirts.
All right, so we usually have a Dakota Land player of the game. We're going to have 2 of them tonight.
4 of them.
Well,
all 4 of them.
I'll go get some more, but this is what they gave me. But we'll get some more. But nice effort tonight. Good way to end the season. Might be your last game. We don't know the PowerPoint situation. I don't know if we can get into the 16 spot, but maybe tell us a little bit what this moment is like to end this way.
It's good. It's fun to. Sorry. It's good to end on a win. It's fun.
Yeah.
We really played as a team tonight too.
Yeah, I thought you girls, on every aspect tonight, just did everything well. Defense, shooting. We finally saw the ball go through the hoop a little bit tonight, which has been, I think it's been a struggle, but it was nice to see that tonight. Anything to add there? Kinsey, I kind of cut you off there. Sorry. About the end of the season here.
Oh. Do you ever listen back to these? Coach Hemrick, he likes to talk. Have you ever noticed that?
I've got a little bit of Brian Norberg in me.
No, I just think we started adding in new defensive things towards the end of the season. It was kind of nice to see it all mesh together at the end.
Yeah, I just thought tonight on defense, you guys you ladies got your hand in there and tipped balls and moved your feet really well, and it really made it hard on them to score. I mean, throughout the game, you rebounded well. There was just a couple times here, I thought, towards the end where they got a few offensive boards, but it was just a really good effort. I thought not just the seniors played well, but I thought everybody that came in just really played their part well. So unfortunately, we didn't get to see you two on the court very much this year, and we wish we could have. We were talking about that, the what ifs.
Yeah.
And I think with you two on the floor, what if you two would have been on the floor? Where do you think we could have maybe ended up?
I don't know.
You don't know? Well, I mean, would you agree that we were missing that inside presence this year? Kenzie wants the mic. You better give it to her.
I think that it was like a big hit to have both of them out kind of at the same time, because we knew Malia was going out, but we weren't really expecting Layla, so we were ready for another big post player to come in. But I think Ellie stepped in and did a good job. It's just hard to have to change everything, and I think defensively it hurt us.
Yeah, I want to, congratulations to, I think, all of you guys. And, we talked about it earlier that going throughout your high school and maybe not having the greatest success your senior year, you guys put in the time, the effort through it, and congratulations to all of that. I want to know, some of you I know, but if you can tell everybody else, what's your future plans? You guys are seniors, and this might have been your last game. I don't know. You guys might know the answer to that. Most likely, but I think mathematically there was maybe a chance. But what's the future hold for you, and what does it mean just to play in the Arrow uniform?
It's a lot, isn't it?
Okay, well, I'm going to SDSU for pre-vet school, and then I don't know, just being involved in sports has really helped with like friendships, and I think it, just bonds us all together, and it's been fun being with these 4 or 3 and 4 with me. My whole high school and middle school career. It's just been really fun.
Ellie?
My plan, I haven't decided a college yet, but I'm planning on majoring in social work. And I'd say like the friendships you make through sports. I mean, you might not always want to come to practice or anything like that, but at least like there was at least something to laugh about in like every single practice. Yeah. Someone always could make you smile and make you laugh and made it fun to be there.
My plans are to go to LATC for nursing and then possibly go on to become a nurse practitioner. And although I didn't get to play this year, it was like I tried to do as much as I could off the court by hyping my team up, and I don't know, just doing whatever I could.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel useless.
I have no idea what I'm going to be doing with my life.
You're a liar.
No, I'm not a liar.
Not sure yet?
She wants to go to Air Force, but her hip.
Doesn't want to brag.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about you. You've received the Selective Service Academy to the nomination to the Air Force Academy. And, you played the first couple of games and had the surgery, and, you're working yourself back from there. And yeah.
One thing we talked about a little bit, like, obviously the season maybe didn't go the way we would have liked it to go, but, sports is it's more than just wins and losses. And I think, as parents and fans, sometimes we get caught up in that more than we should. But the life lessons, I mean, do you think what did you learn this season, even though we get 4 wins, but what did you, when it's all said and done, what did you really learn?
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess, like, we learned that, like, not everything's going to go our way, and, complaining about it and dwelling on it isn't going to help us. So I just think that this season has taught us that we have to work through hardships, and it'll make us better people in the long run, so.
You're good. I'd say something we learned, like, we aren't always going to have, like, the best game ever, but it's learning to, like, play through that and continue to help your team even if you might not be doing the best. And there's always something to learn in each game. And something Rhodey, like, has made very clear, like, he never ties, like, our worth to how we played. So that's fun.
right. I guess I've learned like this past year and this season especially that it really is just an orange ball and a hoop. So just like don't fret about it. Like
Yeah.
that's what I've learned. It doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, and I think, you know, you talk about that's a perspective that you've gotten through the surgery, through the injury, and that, you know, we try and you know, we want to be successful, but at the end of the day, it's the relationships. And, you know, my advice for you guys is relationships is what makes you successful wherever you go, and it's that interpersonal communication. I, for myself, want to say thank you to all 4 of you. I have been able to call every single basketball game that you've played except for one here, and some of you I've you know, called those volleyball matches, and you know, I know, you know, Malia, you and my daughter Grace threw track, you know, and we're all the time, so I saw you do that as well. And you guys have been a lot of fun to watch. And thank you guys for all the time that you guys have put in and the entertainment that you've given us. And I would say Aero Nation and Aero TV. So good luck to all of you guys. Do you have any parting words for them?
You know, I would just say that, you know, there's people that are on the A team, the B team, or whatever, but when it comes to being people, you are all A team people. And that's an important quality, and you 4 are going to go out and do some unbelievable things. I truly believe that. So
A team.
Yep.
There you go. All right, there is your Watertown Aero Seniors. And we just, again, want to thank them for the time coming up here and for the effort that they have put in. It's Ellie Thury right there. Kinsey Russell, Layla Meester, and Malia Kranz. And those are your Aero Seniors and your Dakota Land Federal Credit Union players of the game. So for Jason Hemrick and Cam Corey, we want to say thank you for watching Aero TV. And as a remind you, you know, from the heart of Aero Nation, this has been Aero TV. Straight, true, and on target.